Hi, welcome back today. This is an exciting time. Video number 25 that we've done of the Google series. I think we're going to go 3 or 4 more. Then I'm going to release them to public and maybe start that soon. But what you guys can do when you sign up for DoubleClicks Live, which you already have probably, you can go there anytime and watch all of them over again. We'll even maybe take a look at that in a couple of minutes, see how that works. But before that, I just wanted to say that you're going to see some tips today, some things that are going to give you hints about the new website that'll be starting. So don't worry about it. It's not going to be a whole lot different, just basically a different name. And you've already seen it a couple of times in the last couple of weeks. Another thing is I look different today. I have on a hat. The reason is my wife suggested, hey, you wear those hats all the time. Why don't you wear it on the videos? And I said, well, you know, I just didn't want to wear a hat and that kind of stuff. But I do wear these hats all the time, except in a really hot summer. But anyway, so I'm just going to wear my hats because I'm comfortable that way. So if you don't like it, don't look at my head. That's easy to do. I'll just hide it down in the corners there. So anyway, let's get ready for the next step of Google. Last time, I showed you how to remove all of the Google data on your local computer. Today, with a question from Ivy, we're going to go in and look at how to remove the data from Google. Okay, we're going to take a look at all this today. I'm going to give you probably more detail than you want, but we're going to give it a shot anyway and just see what they keep on you on Google online and in the cloud and what do they have. We won't have a lot of information in my browser today, but I'm still going to show you what they do keep. The reason I don't have much is with this character, and if you notice I've changed from the other character I used here to me. Let's go ahead and see, where does Google keep that data and what can we do about it? So we won't see a lot of my stuff in here because I don't really use this browser that much. I use my own personal login, and remember, you can have multiple logins to a Google Chrome account. We looked at that before long ago. So this is the one I use for training and teaching, and I use others for my own personal use and all that kind of information. So we won't have a lot of stuff here. But let's just do a quick search for something. Let's look up, and just to show you how it works, we're going to look up new Marvel movie. So find new movies from Marvel on eBay, blah, 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 blah. I can go down here and click something. Every upcoming movie from 20 to there. So here's a bunch of information about movies. So we can look here and see it. And then I could say, oh, let's check out how to do, how to water a bonsai, I can't spell, tree. So here is shop bonsai trees. Remember, talked about ads before, even though this is DuckDuckGo. They're not following me. And I wonder if that means Google doesn't have this too. We'll find out. So anyway, that's probably cut down a lot of it, but watering bonsai trees. So we'll check that out. If I had used this with the Google search, I'm sure it would be there. Watch, let's just try this. I'm going to go here and say google.com. Now I'm searching using Google, so let's look for something totally different. How to mail a letter. Yes. Hey, this is pretty important. Here's a YouTube video on how to send a letter using YouTube. So cool. How to mail a letter, USPS, 3 ways to mail a letter, blah, 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 blah. So we looked there for a second. So I'm just going to go back to my home page, which is right here at DuckDuckGo. So now let's go see where that information went in Google. I'm going to go up here to my little face and click it and just go down here where it says manage your Google account. We've been here before, so let's take a look at a few things. Personal info, privacy. What we want to look at though here, and it's got a lot of information in there. We're going to click Data and Personalization. So there it is. Let's click it. Now we're here. We've got Take the Privacy Checkup. I'll walk you through it real quick. We've never really dealt with it, so I'm going to go over here and click Get Started. Privacy Checkup is really just to kind of see what do they have on you, what can they get. So it's web and app activity, turn on. They can watch what you're doing there. Location history. I paused it because I'm really not using this on my phone. I use my real account on there, my Ron Doyle account. YouTube history is on, so that's turned on. It shows you here's where it is. Make ads more relevant to you, so you can click that and say manage your ad settings. And you're like, what? So I can go here and say ad personalization is on. So it pulls in different information about you. I did not enter all this. I don't know where it got it. Probably just from watching me surf online or something. But you can turn it off. So that's just how you get the things. I'll close that. So you can go through here and check those out at your convenience. And it all pretty much makes sense. You'll figure it out real quickly. If not, shoot me an email. Or, even better, go to our Google account. Remember our Google group? Just to show you, well, I'm not going to show you. You know where it is. And I'll put links down at the bottom of the page here for this. All right. So here we are in it. We're going to go back over here. We're going to get out of the privacy checkup and go back over here to data and personalization. Here are activity controls that we just looked at. There's some more in here. If you click manage your activity controls, you can tell it what to include, what not to include. Voice and audio recordings. I actually have that on mine. I'm figuring it helps them to be able to translate things, and it's really pretty good. If there is a way that you can look at your voicemails and it'll automatically transcribe it to text, so you don't have to go check your mails all the time. You can just read them if you want to. I prefer that, but anyway. And it's very, very accurate. So here's a bunch of other things. YouTube history. Everything you watch on YouTube, they're probably pulling the history, because these are usually set all on, I believe. You can go through and check. Now, I've played with all of mine a little bit because I'm just that much of a geek. So you can cut all this off, cut all of it on, however you want to. If you go back over here to your data and personalization, things you create and do, check Google Dashboard to see a summary of your services. Let's look at my Gmail services. So Gmail, I've got 13 conversations. There's 41 in trash. 13 conversations, 6 I've sent. I can go to Google Gmail and check. What is this? Web activity is on. Contacts, I have 8 contacts. I can go to those. Google services, I've got a calendar. I've got a couple of alerts I've gotten done. Chrome, last sync was today. I've got 12 bookmarks. This is all their information stored in the cloud. So, can they access it? Yes. Do they? Let's think about that. They say only to improve our searching and online capabilities. So when we're filling in an email address, it'll automatically fill in one of our contacts if we type it just right. If we type with their name, it advertises to us for our specific desires and likes. Look at our Google Drive. Can they get in there and read that? Yeah, but they don't do it. I'm kind of making fun because I really don't think they do. I think they do have logarithms that go through and check for maybe certain words and stuff. But if I put a sentence in a document like, hey, my dog's name is Hattie, they might say, I don't have a dog. I don't know where Hattie came from, but anyway, they might have a logarithm that goes through and says, talking about his dog, we'll send him some dog food. It might say Hattie and say, he's talking about hats. Let's send him ads for hats. I don't know if it's that bad or not, but they could do that. But supposedly they don't string it all together to come up with intelligent thoughts. So anyway, security checkup, privacy checkup, my activities, maps timeline. You can go down here and control each of these areas if you want. But now you're asking, how do I get rid of it? How do I get rid of all that data they've got on me? I don't want them keeping that. And I'm going to start using DuckDuckGo. They're still going to get your email, your calendar, your photo, all that stuff they'll have. So you go here to data and personalization. And basically, you just run up here and you can say, manage your activity controls, go to your settings. You can run through here and do all that. Your account storage. I don't have much storage on there. Download your data. Make a copy of your data to use it with another account. Now, let's just hit there for a second. I can click this and I can tell it what I want to pull out, send to other programs if I want. I've never used this, but it is very convenient. I have heard from others. You can download all of your mail. Inbox is just a type of format for email, so you could load it up into some other email app if you wanted to quit using Gmail, but you could still use your Gmail account. Keep all your emails and stuff. We can go right in there. There's lots of information you can get in the manage your account area. But again, we want to see how to delete things. What you do to get rid of this information is go to data, personalization, where we started. Go down here to the bottom where it says activity and timelines. Now there's a lot of different ways to do this, but just to show you, I'm going to go here and say, okay, click here, my activity. This is all of the activity. You can filter it by date and product. I could go in here and say, I only want to see the ads. I only want to see this. I only want to see that. I want to see everything. So I'm just going to leave it like it is. Here's my Chrome and help. So let's just go see what's in here. View items. Used Chrome, viewed map help, visited new tab. I could also just go back. We're going to leave it for now. I'll show you in a minute how to delete everything. Google. I can click here. Whoops, we already did that. Bonsai. Look. Here's where we went earlier, how to water your bonsai. It even shows me I was on DuckDuckGo and looked up the Marvel movie. Okay, so I could click here and say Marvel movie again. I can click on that and say, I want to see it again, and it'll take me to it. All right, support. I don't know when I went there, but I went there 2 times. Binary answer number, okay, whatever that was. Art and camera cartoon pencil sketch. I have no idea when I went there. Nova launcher, no idea. I must have been looking up some stuff from my other side. G6, Samsung clock. Everything I've looked at yesterday, day before. So that's everything with my Chrome and Google activity. I can delete today's. It says the activity you selected is being permanently deleted from your account, no longer tied to you. Learn how to your activity is deleted. You can check that out. See your location history. There are other things we can check. And I can go ahead and say, got it. And it'll delete out today's stuff. Now, we'll see in a minute how to delete out everything. Here's more information all the way down the list here. All of my browsing. It's going to keep loading day after day after day. I'll go filter by product now just to show you how that looks. Let's try ads and apply. It's going to show you the ads that I've gotten. Other information, eBay stuff, Amazon ad system something, Blue Yeti microphones. I did it, use those in a search we just tried one time. So that's kind of cool. How do we get rid of all this stuff? I'm going to go back. You can also, I was going to go back. Another thing to look at over here is other Google activity. You can click this, your web activity, your Google search, or your YouTube history. If I click that, I don't know if I've seen any YouTube videos here. Like I said, I don't use this browser much. My location history, if you're allowing your phone to track you in Google, which I do, it'll be listed here in great detail. However, I don't have any because I don't track it using this Ron DC Live account in Gmail. I use it on my own personal one, so there's nothing here to see. But it will keep that on you. Other activities, ad settings. You can go in here and say ad personalization is on. You can cut that off if you want to. And it'll tell you, hey, you'll still see ads, but they'll be less useful to you. Generally, they'll just, it just won't be a good ad situation if you enjoy them. Some people, you don't want them. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So I'll take it if they send it to me, but I don't usually use them or click them unless I'm on a YouTube video. And that helps the people that do those YouTube videos. So, and on mine too. If you're watching a YouTube video, click on an ad. Don't buy it. Just click on one of their ads out to the side or down at the bottom or something like that. And it gives them a couple of pennies and it gives them another tracking view for their website. So it'll help them out. It's just kind of neat to help folks. But anyway, so here we go. There's our other ad settings. I can close this window and we're back over here to my activity. My activity, I've got it open twice. I'll go back to other Google activity. Now, to the moment of excitement. How do I get rid of all this mess they've got on me? Delete activity by, or you can just click delete activity. What activity? Custom range. I'm going to say all time. All time. Now, let's go back to that for a second. I can delete my activity for the last hour. I can delete it for the last day, all time, or a custom range. For some reason, you're getting presents for your mom on Mother's Day and she likes to check your account and see what you've bought. You could go back to the day that you bought her a present and choose everything, let's see, from the 13th of April to the, the 15th of April. And you could go next. And it's showing you what you looked at during that time. You can preview more and you can just say delete just that part. It just deleted everything in those dates. What we want to do, though, is delete everything for all time. Ooh. So I'm going to click here, all time. It gives you a pop-up saying, okay, what do you want to delete? You might want to keep your searches to go back and look at something you've seen before and just research for it. I didn't mean research, but research that area. You might want to keep your maps to show where you've been, your images. For help, you might go back to the same help files, news. So whatever, you can delete it here, and it just is the search you've used. When I delete my Google Drive, it's not going to delete all the files. It just deletes their history of what I've searched for and read and done and created. So that's it, out of their cloud storage. So I'm going to click next. Delete now. View your timeline, all this, all that, preview more. I can see everything I've done in there. I'm going to say delete it all. There's also more information you can check. The location history, I didn't have any, so that's not really that good for me. My Chrome history, so it's got some more information in here, which I can also say to delete that. I can delete it today. The sync I can cut off. I can go through here. All of my activity in my Chrome browser, so I can go to delete all here. It is interesting how they kind of hide it. There's always a different area to get to it. Why couldn't I have done this before? So it says delete all. I'll say, yep, delete it. No activity in my Chrome history. If I go close this and I go back over here, how about other activity? Oh, look, they've got other activity in here on me maybe. Add settings, so you can look around. If it's nothing here but delete, that means there's probably nothing in there. So anyway, I'm going to go back over here. It's there. I actually think that when you do this, it gets most of it. Who knows for sure? Look, your timeline. Of course, that's just today as I've been in here today, so I can delete it. I hope that helps. There's a lot of other things you can do in there. And notice, too, I did want to show you this. Since we met last time, Google Hangouts, their meeting app, supposedly is rolling out all of us for free, going to be called meet.google.com, which is the higher-end paid version of Hangouts. So now you'll be able to meet with that. I don't know all the details yet. Maybe we'll talk about it in a week or so. But I know you're getting tired of hearing all about this, the thing that shall not be mentioned right now in the first quarter of the year 2020. I'm tired of talking about it, tired of hearing about it. One thing I did want to show you is now when you go into Gmail over the next couple of weeks, there is going to be an area popping up down here, which, hey, I've already gotten it. Make a phone call. So I can go right here and now just click it, Oriental Cafe. You can tell where I like to eat, or I might have used it as an example one time. So I can just go down here and make calls and do things like that, and I can just type it in. You can also pull it down on the mobile app. It'll be used. So if you haven't had it before, it will be popping up down here at the bottom, and it's going to be calling itself different things, probably like Meeting or Meets or Google Meet or something like that instead of Hangouts. But that's coming, and it's going to have more advantages to it than Hangouts did if you want to meet with more people and stuff like that, I guess. I'm kind of making that up because I don't know the details yet, but it's rolling out across the world over the next few weeks. Hey there, we're taking a time out for just a second because earlier in the video, I said I would show you something about the DoubleClicks Live website. So let's go there now and take a look and see what I was going to tell you. I'm going to go up here to doubleclickslive.com. And I'm going to log in. Now notice up here, you see seminars, how-to, attendee comments, but there's nothing about our Google class. But if you log in, I'm going to scroll down here and go to login. And I've got a fake account I use with my initials, not Ron Doyle, that's my administrator account. And I'm going to go ahead and type my name as Artie. Get it? RD. Haha. Check this. I'll say remember me so I don't have to enter all this stuff again later. And that lets me into my Artie account. But now notice, saving passwords. Now notice that I've got online classes between seminars and how-to. Once you log in, you'll have access to these. So you can go down here and say Google Class 1 to 5, 6 to 10. We can go in here. 25 is not in yet, but we can click on Google Class 21 to 25. There's number 24 below that. And by the way, this shows you what we're discussing in it. Different links to sites that we've mentioned. The other one. And you can play them from right here. Watch. I'll click it. I'm not going to let it run from. Welcome back for Google number Too Much of Me. So there you go. So you can see all down here. So just remember, once you log into the site, online classes, and here's a list of many Google apps. What interests you the most? So you can scroll down here and say, hey, Ron, you haven't done anything yet about, Google Voice. That's a good one. So anyway, I hope that helps. Come on in here anytime and go to the online classes after you click the login link and log in. Back to the program. So thanks a lot. I hope that helped. Now you can clear out your Google data. Is it really gone? I'm going to tell you the truth. I kind of doubt it. I kind of think it's gone from your cloud-based area, but still all the data they've gathered off of you, all those logarithms we were talking about, they've still gathered that information. They've still got it. So are they there? Is it gone? I don't know for sure. I think the basic information remains with Google forever because you actually, when you sign up for Google, if you read all the fine print, it basically says you're using this for free, but we can access your data. And I think there's some stuff about not your personal information, but who knows how that stuff works. I'm sort of a cynic. I trust some people until they give me a reason not to. Google hasn't given me that reason yet, but you just wonder. They're getting a lot of data. But anyway, that's another story for another time. Have a great week. I will see you next time. Have fun. And most importantly, enjoy life.